So the LA Times, the Washington Post, they all report that cell phones do give you brain cancer. And those articles always come out, and then later they go, oh, but maybe it's questionable. Well, brain tumors are way up. Sperm counts are way down. We're dying. And the facts are that these are high-powered microwave relay systems. And now they're going to 5G. Here's some of the articles. Is 5G technology dangerous? Even early data shows a slight increase. This is slight, though, in male rats exposed to cell phone radiation. But that's just a little bit of it. Not all the different systems. But bottom line, they know this is going on. So the reason I raised that is Shepherd Ambulance, investigative reporter that allows us to post this great work at Infowars.com with IntelHub.com, found public info just this week on major British TV and print, not giving it any attention here in the West, that they were having at a big Catholic church an Illuminati satanic-themed event that looked just like Eyes Wide Shut. Now, again, if you understand black magic, whether you believe in the devil or not, you want to do it in front of everyone, throwing it in their face. And much of Satanism is about desecrating holy artifacts or doing it in a church. And then you notice they look like clowns. They kind of dress in clown outfits. If you go back to ancient Greece and Babylon and Egypt, that's where clowns first come from. You can search into the history of clowns. People would dress with white makeup and red outfits or red hair. And then would add like big, larger mouths when they would do the human sacrifices to terrorize the children they were killing. So Shepherd Ambulance, while you talk, next time you can get via Skype, we'd love to have you back on. You're on phone right now. We're going to go through Illuminati-themed fashion show held at London Catholic Church. Walk us through who did it, what they were doing, and just how this is part of this new trend of churches renting things out to Satanists.
Alex, it's unbelievable. Just like you said, Dilara Findikoglu, she's a Turkish designer. She was putting on a show for London Fashion Week last Monday where she revealed her Spring-Summer 2018 collection. It's basically all demon-esque, vampire-esque, Tim Burton, Nightmare Before Christmas style. It's almost mixed with like that Italian metal band Lacuna Coil look. All of the models, they were pretty average looking, had their faces painted up, very pale, very demonic.
Yeah, what they are is ugly, weak nobodies trying to look like It the Clown, and they're all really begging to have their necks broken.
Well, and they act like the average person is going to wear this. I mean, you're really not going to see anyone in this type of attire except for like a Rihanna, maybe a
well, no, this is the classic attire worn when you torture children to death.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Before this came out a week ago, I said they wear these outfits from our research during the Satanism.
It literally resembles, total Satanism, the devil. The altar at this church, of course, had twin Masonic pillars, the big G, the Masonic logo.
And I want to be clear, I'm not defending Masonry, but it's just a mystery school going back to when colleges were secret because you couldn't just get into them and give up the knowledge. But Masonry in the last 400 years was somewhat Christian. It got taken over. George Washington wrote about it. So them mixing in Masonic iconography into the Satanism, they're telling you we've conquered the whole Masonic system as well. They're telling you we've conquered the Masonic Lodge. So where are the Masons saying no to this? See, they're not because they've been conquered.
Well, exactly. And Dilara, the designer, she went on Instagram and posted some of these images of her models, but she posted an image of the altar, which she titled Seven Sisters of the Inherited Son, and also put a little phrase in there, summoning seance of 21 souls of society. This was all done at the St. Andrew's Holborn Church in Holborn Parish in London. The church is a denomination of the Church of England, Alex, and its churchmanship is listed as modern Catholic, which basically bleeds over into Anglo-Catholic or Anglican.
Sure, and we've got major churches, both Protestant and Catholic, worldwide condemning the Pope. I've got that in my stack, pointing out that he is literally a totally apostate. He can be another religion if he wants, but he is not a Christian. He is not a Catholic.
Well, Well, and I even got trolled, of course, by Catholics who are trying to claim this church isn't Catholic, and they're trying to say it's just straight up Anglican. But, you know, you can go look at the listings for yourself on Wikipedia and in the London Guardian and all that. But, you know, to hold this, essentially, it's a black mass disguised as a fashion show in this church in London, right out in the open, is can only be a push to normalize Satanism.
Well, obviously, if you read satanic Bibles and deeper satanic texts and some of the stuff you can't even find in bookstores that I've read over the years, it says you want to do it in a church for maximum effect. That's what real Satanism is torture a little kid to death while they beg for mommy in a church. Right
out in the open, right out in front of everyone. Of course, then everyone sees these Hollywood types, these...
just like Bohemian Grove, tell you it's not really a child, and the word is sometimes it is.
Well, yeah, and then they glorify it in Hollywood and all this fashion, and then that trickles down in society and apparently it's pretty much decimated it, you know, in the last several years.
Why do you think they're coming out in the open so much? I see it as a sign of weakness because they know the life force of humanity, just common sense, is struggling against this culture of death.
It is. I couldn't have said it better myself, Alex. It's exactly that. It's a total sign of weakness. They're scared. So there's nowhere else for them to go. They've tried, you know, to confront everything they can. They're trying to confront Trump on every level. They're basically to the point to where they're going to fabricate evidence or something just to like get them out. They're going to do, you know, they're basically going to go above and beyond. They're not going to stop, and it's a total sign of weakness. They know they've lost. They're going down, so they're not going to go down without a fight.
What do you expect to happen next? I mean, notice the globalists have deep state ties to North Korea. The globalists put China in power. They've got him challenging Trump as well, threatening a preemptive strike on America, having his ambassador say yesterday at the UN, an attack on America is inevitable. An attack on the mainland preemptively is inevitable. If I point a gun at you, Shepard, and I say, it's inevitable, I'm going to pull the trigger and blow your head off. Shepard, I'm not doing that literally, but if I did, you would have a right to shoot me because I've got a gun pointed at your head saying, I'm going to kill you, Shepard.
Absolutely. You know, and it's just more, well, it's what they're doing too is they're ramping all this up, and it's going to come to a turning point. They recently warned residents in Hawaii, like, look, you guys better be prepared because something might happen. Now, this bulletin went out for the month of September, and it was a message from the president to the residents of Hawaii, and it said, get ready, you know, this could go down. It was dated the month of September, you know, so we might be, I mean, like how many days do we have left in September? You know, I mean, we could be counting down to who knows what. But, I mean, surely this guy, he's coming out, he's posturing, he's on a mission to get these rockets, you know, going so that they can hit the mainland. What he wants to do ultimately probably is just use this leverage to say, look, you know, we've achieved this, you know, we're now considered kind of a superpower. Look what we can do. Now we have some bargaining leverage on the table at the UN, but, you know, do you give this guy, as the Trump administration, do you give this guy the chance to gain that leverage on you if all he's done is go around pushing his way around with his people, pushing his way around with the U.S.
And again, he's the little hereditary ruler over tens of millions of slaves, and Hollywood's praising him, saying, please come here, comes Young. We'll trade you. Let Trump run your country. Come run us. What? I mean, that just shows Hollywood is beyond redemption. They are our mortal enemies, literally.
Now, you know you're winning the information war when the other side has no response but to resort to censorship.
Drain the swamp? We're going to have to drain the privilege out of Washington first, because that's what the swamp feeds on, their privilege.
They can't stand for people to exercise their First and Second Amendments together.
You found it. It's the real news.
That's what you have to look forward to.
He's not sorry when snowflakes can't handle the truth. It's your host, David Knight.
Watch The Real News with David Knight. Weekday mornings, 8 a.m. till 11 Central at Infowars.com/show.
Every morning before I start writing or shooting a video, I take 2 capsules of Brain Force for a sustainable burst of energy. This is, without question, the most powerful nootropic I've ever taken, and it comes without any of the crashes or the jitters associated with energy drinks. It's additive-free, nothing artificial. It's Brain Force Plus. Read thousands of 5-star independent reviews right now and get your Brain Force Plus at InfoWarsLife.com.